Hey everyone, this is Mac, VP of Quality, and this is the video preview for our upcoming Quality Key Review on September the 22nd, calendar year 2022. I'll go ahead and share my screen. First, I want to give you an overview of our discussion topics. The first one is increase contributors. So we have a few action taken since the last key review. We have been collaborating on leading organizations, and now we've defined a SLO for response times from leading organizations to 4 days. We now have a snapshot data on this, and it's showing us 9 to 10 days. The learning here is it's still early to tell, but we start measuring monthly leading organizations MR review time going forward, and this can be one of our PIs going forward as well. We measure MR review time for the open community. We now want to drill down deeper to measure from leading organizations as well to have a focus there. Next one is we have improved some of the backlog merge requests in the verify, create, and manage stages. Kudos and shout out to the teams and the product managers who has helped us. Happy to say that we have decreased OCMA, and a reminder here, OCMA stands for Open Community MRH, and it's been at its lowest level ever. So it's under 100 days for I think roughly 2 months now, and that's a great result to see. And kudos to the collaboration between the teams. I think we have reached a record high of 126 unique contributors in August, and this is a testament to the collaboration between engineering and marketing, our community relations team, and the contributor success team. So congrats to the team. Very good results that we're seeing here in this current month. The next one is investigate the seasonality of contributions. We have documented findings in the issue, but our learnings here is that whenever there's a hackathon month, there's a high impact. So there's always a spike at the first month of the quarter, and we see a step down the month after in that quarter. We also see that February and April are not only higher performing months than May, July, and we do see decreases in the coming month. And we, from feedback from last time, on looking at year over year, overall, we're doing better year over year. August, so for example, August this year and last year, we are higher in August this year. And for the entire year, it's a bit too early to tell because this is the first year that we have a full focus on increasing community contributions. So we would know more at the end of the year. And to hone in on what I mean, so for the months that have hackathons, you will see this large spike. It's always followed on by a step down. So the good news is that for this quarter, our hackathon month is the highest we have seen. So hopefully the next month, the step down, we hope to be more than the last quarter. When you start to see a pattern here of within a month, you see this three step down. And that's why we're working on other venues to entice contributors, so we break out of this pattern of having a big spike in the start of the quarter. Going into actions being taken next for increasing contributors, we're going to focus our engineering efforts. We could continue that and then improve the merge times. Leading organization workshop is still our priority too as well. So we have an OKR to hold 5 leading organization workshops. In addition to that, we have a review process in place. So when leading organizations submit their MRs, we have a system to identify them and prioritize reviewing them going forward. Lastly, we also have some groundwork for DCO, which is Developer Certification of Origin. And this is another venue that we can work in close collaboration with the Linux Foundation for another source of contributions as well. Next up is bug prioritization, which is a subset of cross-functional prioritization. Actions taken since last Q, so we have a dashboard now that our teams are using. This has helped increase the collaboration from our SACs with our counterparts. We have proactively reached out to product managers to start planning, scheduling bugs, and we've seen the adoption rate go up here. And lastly, we have automated or added the workflow to include the quality team in the product management templates. So hopefully in the next quarters, there's less of a manual effort to loop in folks in the process. Actions taken now. We're trying to automatically schedule S2 bugs. So this would lessen the paperwork in trying to advocate for S2 bugs overall. And then we want to lower S2 OBA, which is S2 open bug age. We have started piloting an S2 bug burn down with the pipeline execution group. And we are optimistic to see results there. This will also help our open bug age. And then lastly, we see a high amount of untriaged bugs still, and we would want to start severitizing these. And the downside of this is that once you severitize unseveritized bugs, the age will go up. So we're trying to set expectations here. So once we have more line of sight into these unseveritized bugs, it will impact our KPIs going forward. Discussion topic number 3, pipeline efficiency. So TIF and pipeline efficiency was a key discussion point from the last Q review. So we are taking fast action here. Since then, we have accelerated front-end pipelines, make assets compilation run faster. We made review app deploy more stable and also improve RSpec jobs as well. As a result, the MR duration is lowered. I think it's lowest it's ever been for a while now at 56.5 minutes. And this also has helped decrease TIF overall. We have set up a pipeline efficiency rapid action, and the results are here. Master stability has gone up. Review app stability has also gone up. And then TIF, which is time to first failure, it has come down. It has spiked at 29 minutes, and now we are still trying to stabilize it down at 23 minutes. Some of the learnings here, the rate of failure impacts all 3 metrics. So if we make things stable overall, it helps move everything into a better state. And then the review app is our long pole because it's towards the end of the pipeline. We run some QA tests there, and we also have a long build time. So speeding up review app would help with making this more efficient. Onto actions being taken now. We are going to continue with the rapid action with expanding test intelligence. We didn't call it test intelligence before, so we're now trying to make it a name the same. So we know that we are indeed doing test intelligence in the back end, front end, and so also optimizing the test here. So we expect to have a more sustained decrease in time to first failure and pipeline duration, and still maintain master stability going forward. Lastly, because we are fine-tuning the pipeline, there's a large amount of tests. We need to go and partner with the development teams as well to stabilize some of the flaky tests and increase accountability here. This is a currently ongoing collaboration with the teams. We expect less volatility for time to first failure and all the other KPIs going forward. Moving on to OKRs. So first one is ARR. We are helping with testing initiatives that is related to key business workflows. First off is FedRAMP. We're in a good state here. We have went through and pre-planned the changes, and we have identified the QA test scenarios that needs to be done. Also doing well on CI and CD lead. The one that needs attention is the fulfillment platform rollout. And it's because we are focusing on the framework, the QA framework. The rest of the quarter will be focusing on the test scenarios. Improving engineering process and customer contribution process. We are in a good state here. We, as I mentioned before, we have a cross-functional prioritization process that we're trying to burn in with the team. We see good adoption here. Master stability has gone up, which is KR is in a good state. And then lastly, we are creating a system to receive contributions from leading organizations. This is also in a good state as well. Moving on to team OKRs. We are ambitious here this quarter. We're taking up 4 KRs instead of 3. We're on track for refreshing the engineering / quality department direction for this quarter. Team ops has been very popular, so we are over the target here. needs attention is around meeting start dates and also the aspirational diversity hiring goals. We know we have been very ambitious this quarter for hiring, so this isn't a surprise at all. We have a lot of positions to hire this quarter. We're working with recruiting to get more sourcing help. And on the aspirational diversity hiring goals, we are a bit behind on defining structured and single source of truth situational interview questions. Most likely this will be a follow-on in Q4 as well. And this is what I've vocalized before on what are we prioritizing, what are we going to be addressing for the needs attention KRs. Lastly, to wrap it up, going through the KPIs, the unique wider community contributors per month has gone up, because the first month in this quarter is a hackathon month. So that's it's a spike, but it's higher than before. Alkma, we are under target. That's a good thing to see. As you notice, the backlog also hasn't been growing. So normally when we see Alkma reducing, it's because there's a lot of new MRs being created. In this case, we are sustaining the number of backlog MRs and still lowering the open MR age. Next one, I'm very proud of the team, especially the engineering productivity team here. We have sustainable improved master pipeline stability, and it's been the highest for a while. We're now at 96, and we are very sensitive here because everything we do here impacts the whole engineering org. And this would be a key focus for the engineering productivity team going forward to maintain master stability and developer productivity. Review app deployment success rate, this dipped earlier because of password rotations, because of dependency differences that come in before we build. We have a few corrective items here, and then happy to say that it has improved from the last time. Our target has been adjusted. It's now at 95 because we're deploying review apps in a lot more places, front end and back end MR as well. And we continue to dogfood this further. TIFF, last query, we left it at 22 minutes. After that, it has crept up because we saw some issues with password rotations. We saw issues with dependency bugs. It has been addressed to a certain degree, and this month it has reduced down to 22 still, and we will maintain the rapid action to get this under 15 minutes into the future. S1 OBA is under target. Really proud of the team here. We have very little S1s left, and I believe that the oldest bugs are performance bugs, and they're scheduled for the next milestone. We're in close contact with the product managers and the EMs in those groups. On a bit of a disappointing news, S2 has spiked, and automating S2 scheduling reminders will help us lower this. And also emphasizing old S2s within the cross-functional prioritization framework would help as well. Retention, we're doing well there. And then lastly, in the average age of open positions, we have improved since June. We closed out some really long pole positions. We are now creeping up on the harder to hire ones, especially FedRAMP and Runner. We do have strong candidates in those two recs, and hopefully we will get the age lower once we close those out. And we're also going to open up a few more Q4 positions, so that would help the age as well. So that is it for the overview for the quality key review. We look forward to your questions, and we'll see you there. Thank you.